What are the top 10 jobs that pay over 200K a year without a college degree? Hey, all, this is Derek Saw from Life My Finances. We put this post together a little bit ago, but it's still very relevant today. So if you're looking to make uh, upper 100,000, upwards of $200,000 plus a year without the college degree, these are great jobs to be able to do it. So let's just hop right into it. You can see we've got, looks like 10 top jobs. So there's pilot, web developer, software developer, sales executive, commercial truck driver, oil rig worker, real estate agent, air traffic controller, criminal investigator, and subway operator. So let's give a quick run through of each of these. If you want to see the post, you can find it. Just search jobs that pay 200K a year without a degree, and you should find it. It's either number one or two on the list. Otherwise, just hop to our site, and you can find it there, lifeandmyfinances.com. So the first one here is pilot. Obviously, you're going to have to go through training. You're going to have to pass some flight tests, and it takes 2,500 student pilot training hours for most commercial airlines. So if you want to learn more, here's a little blurb, and then also we've got a link for the training hours and what's needed. But the average range, if you work for a commercial airline, is 160 grand to 210 grand, with a lot of people just signing on for 190 or more these days. Still a really top level job with high pay. The second one is web developer. If you work for a company, you can expect to make between this 81 grand and 123 grand. But if you take things on your own, if you don't go the W-2 route and work for a company, if you actually do it on your own, start your own company, get some gigs yourself, you can make upwards of 200 grand a year. You might work a little bit more, but you can also charge more because there's no middleman. And you'll see that throughout a lot of these that we talk through. Software developer, 93 grand to 240 grand full time. So varies if you're self-employed once again. And this is where, web developer, you're creating websites. Software developer, obviously, you're creating apps or tools or like actual software packages for people. So probably a little bit more involved. If you have the skill set, you can make over 200 grand a year. Then we get to the fourth one, which is sales executive. I've actually known sales executives to make 500, 600 grand a year. 55 is certainly the low on this, upwards of 220 or even more. We have noted in here, yeah, you can make 300 grand or more a year without a degree as a salesperson, as a sales executive. And you just got to be really great at talking with people, closing deals, knowing your product, knowing how it's going to help the client. But once you find that out, and if you find yourself to be a great salesman, you can make great money in that position. So on the other end of the spectrum, if you're not great with people, if you're more of an introvert, you could be a commercial truck driver. The average salary range there is 56 grand to 100 grand. But if you just drive your own truck, if you can get some of your own work, that can earn you upwards of 200 grand a year. And I've seen people do that as well. Oil rig worker. This is one we've noted it's dangerous, it's physical, but you can earn a lot of money there. So if you want to work in the oil industry, that is certainly an option. You can make some big money, and potentially, if you want to do this fire movement and retire early, that could be an option for you. Another great role, I've actually looked into this myself, never pulled the trigger, but real estate agent. So you're selling houses, and obviously as a real estate agent, make a cut of every house that you lead people to and that you sell. And I've seen people do really well with this, and then even starting their own company, and they have agents beneath them and making hundreds and hundreds of $1,000s a year. Even if you're just on your own, though, working for a company, the range is really, it's limitless. The more houses you sell, the more you're going to make. So the range is huge. It's between 62 grand and 350 grand. Of course, if you don't sell any houses, you're making zero potentially. But if you sell a ton of houses, the sky is really the limit there. Air traffic controller with the average range of 89,000 to 200,000. This is a high stress job. This is actually, telling the planes where to go, who to come in, where to come in, who comes in when. You do only need supposedly the high school degree, but you definitely have to have further testing and knowledge with the Federal Aviation Administration. So that's something that you can look into. We've got a link there if you want to look more into that. Criminal investigator, again, high school degree. You will definitely need further learning and further education to become a criminal investigator, but they can make from 47 grand up to 200 grand. And I think this is our last one, which is the subway operator. So literally driving the subways from point A to point B. Starts at 42 grand and supposedly earns up to $200,000. I struggle to believe that, but if it's a high volume job, high stress job, it could get upwards of 200 grand. So that is it. That's the list. Again, if you want to look at it, head to Life My Finances or just Google search uh, jobs that pay 200K a year without a degree. Thanks all.